Good morning. All right, I'm gonna start getting ready. There's so much going on right now. So much going on. And I just got over being sick. But it's exciting things, it's good things. I had some kind of stomach bug for like a week. You know, when you don't feel good for like a week, everything becomes a mess. Your house becomes a mess. Your head becomes a mess. So this is going to try to be a speed getting ready so I can go to work. But it sets the tone for my day, which I love because I get to spend my morning with all of you. And it always lifts my spirits and puts me in a better frame of mind when I spend time with all of you. So yesterday I saw I don't remember if it was a reel or a TikTok. What I saw on the reel, I think it was Selma Hayek, and I posted it to some of the girls. It comes full circle, Liz. Yep. Make sure I got the right foundation. So the reel was if Selma Hayek started to call you names or swear at you or whatever, be mean to you in her native tongue, and which I think is Spanish. Don't yell at me if I'm wrong. And you don't know Spanish, or you don't know whatever language she's insulting you in, then it has no value to you. You're like looking at her like, okay, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know why you're all mad at me, but whatever. And you'd be like, I have no idea what he's saying. You'd be talking to your girlfriends like, what's she saying? What's her problem? You know? And you would not take it personally. You'd be like, whatever. And Tony Robbins talks about this too. So what she said is if I start insulting you in a language that you don't understand, in another language, you would not, it really wouldn't bother you much. You'd probably know I was upset, and you'd probably laugh at me for going off, but you wouldn't put any value to it. And she says, when someone you know, someone whose language that you understand, talks to you in the same way, you put value to it. The value comes from you. If there's no value to it in another language because you don't understand the words that they're saying, then the value comes from you. So if someone was to call you an idiot in German, you'd have no idea. And you wouldn't be fazed by it. But if that same person called you an idiot in English, you would be offended. So where is the value coming from? The value is coming from your head. You're placing the value on that. So we need to change the value that we're applying. Wow, got a lot on that one. So if you can take the power, that's what it is. You have to take the power back from the words. They're just words. Okay? A perfect example, I was talking to a friend of mine not too long ago. And we both have a, how do I want to say this? We both have an aversion to organized religion due to religious abuses in childhood. So, and I have, through Trinity and some other stuff, gotten to a point where I can hear the word God and not want to throw a chair. Okay? And I was one of those people that if I walk into a church, it's going to burn down around me. That was my thought process. Built on God first, family second, career third. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? Am I in some kind of cult? What? I was not happy about it. I was also even less happy that I was going to be expected to wear a dress. Okay? That's another whole story in itself. But I've grown, thankfully, over the last few years, to a point where when I had a conversation with my friend, who was also struggling with spirituality and religion, the thought came to me that God is a word. It's a word. Just like ketchup. Ketchup is a word. God is a word. She was having an issue with being in a church. A church is a building. If I buy that church and turn it into an apartment building, it's still a building. It's no longer a church. It's the value that we apply to that word. So you apply, maybe, a lot of value to the word God. I did. I applied so much negative value to the word God that it would infuriate me to hear the word, see the word, read the word. Now, I'm like, it's a word. So I can actually listen to Bishop T.D. Jakes for hours riding to work and riding home. I wouldn't call myself a religious person, but I am able to listen. Okay? Take what I need and leave the rest. So I leave the ketchup. All right? And you may find it funny, but it's a word. Just like somebody calling you names, someone insulting you, someone putting you down or making you feel less than. No one makes us feel in any particular way unless we attach value to what they say. Which is a hard thing to accept and swallow, because, like for me, especially in the past, if someone else is to blame for how I feel, then I'm not responsible for how I behave, which is a crock of shit. Excuse my language. But, so again, it's the value that you place on the words that you've heard, Thank you, Sherry. Good morning, Liz. Sorry. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you guys for joining me. I came on a little early because I really need to leave for work as close to 7:30 as possible. And we're talking about, have a good day, Trinity. We're talking about the fact that we're the ones that put value to words. Aren't these just the cutest? Still got a little bit of sniffles from being sick. Oh my God. Do you see this? Okay. Do you see this? This is the highlighter. And I tried it yesterday. Like this. Do you see that? I'm loving it. So I have known for some time now that there was something missing from me. And I believe it to be spirituality, but I couldn't get past the whole God thing to find some peace. And when I decided that God was a word, just like ketchup, I could throw the ketchup out, take what I needed and leave the rest. I have to go back and do that with things that were said to me in the past. And if I can't do that, then sometimes I'm able to look at the person who said it. And believe me, some of them will forget that they said it. Because you're not the only one that doesn't want to take responsibility for how you behave. Other people do too. But we don't excuse that. So if I look at the people who have insulted me or did something to hurt my feelings or make me feel bad about myself or try to make me feel bad about myself, if I look back at what I know of their life, what I know of maybe the conditions they were in at the time, any number of things. And think about it. A bully is a bully for a reason. A bully just doesn't wake up one day and decide I want to be a bully. That bully is in pain in some way. And a lot of times, they're bullying you because hearing or seeing you reminds them or makes how they feel like bigger because there's something you have that they want or they feel they lack. And there are psychopaths, or whatever you want to call them, that they're bullies on purpose. But I don't think that, the majority of bullies are bullies on purpose. I could be wrong. That happens every now and then. So if you take their, and that's, you can look at words like bullies too, because what happens when you fight back on the bully? I'm not promoting this, but when I was a kid, if you had a bully, if you didn't walk up and knock him out, then nothing was going to change. It's the same thing with the words. Walk up, knock them out, take their power away. Change the value in your head. And if you have to, give it a new name. Give it a name that you can tolerate. For instance, I don't like relish. So instead of relish, use mustard. You make these choices every day, all day long. I don't want onions. I don't want tomatoes. I don't want relish. I don't want ketchup. You don't have a problem tossing those out. Take the value away from what it is that causes you to doubt yourself. I absolutely love the new highlighter as an eyeshadow. And as you can see, of course, I got mascara on my lid. Never fails. But you know what? I never claimed to be a makeup artist. And it doesn't make me a piece of crap that I get makeup on my lid all the time, that I get mascara on my lid all the time. Okay. 10 minutes over. That's it. I'm leaving. I'm done. I hope you have a fabulous day.